Selena Gomez was born on July 22, 1992 in Grand Prairie, Texas, a place far from the glittering lights of Hollywood but close enough to reality to shape a humble, grounded young girl who had no idea she would one day become one of the most influential artists in modern entertainment. Her mother, Mandy Teefy, was just 16 when she gave birth to Selena. Mandy had dreams of her own, dreams connected to the world of acting and storytelling, and although her life was not easy, she carried within her a sense of hope and ambition that she passed on to her daughter. Selena's early years were marked by simplicity, but also by struggle. Her parents divorced when she was 5, leaving Mandy to raise Selena with limited financial resources and enormous responsibilities. There were times when they barely had enough to get by, times when Mandy searched for coins to afford gas, times when the weight of life felt heavier than anyone their age should have had to carry. But in these moments, something powerful began forming inside Selena, a determination, a quiet resilience, and a desire to build something better than the life she was born into. She watched her mother perform in small theater productions, and she felt a spark every time she saw her transform into a character. It fascinated her, and soon she found herself dreaming of being on stage too, of being part of a world where imagination brought stories to life. Her mother recognized that spark, and despite the challenges they faced, she encouraged Selena to explore acting. Selena's path into show business began when she auditioned for Barney and Friends at just 7 years old. The show was filming not too far from where she lived, and Mandy took the chance, thinking it might be a good opportunity for her daughter. Selena's natural charm and innocence made an impression, and she was cast as Gianna, a cheerful girl who sang and danced alongside the giant purple dinosaur adored by millions of children worldwide. It was Selena's first real experience in front of a camera. For 2 years, she learned about performance, teamwork, and entertainment, gaining valuable experience that would support the rest of her career. But after her time on Barney ended, she faced a long stretch of rejections. Casting directors often told her she wasn't what they were looking for. Selena and her mother traveled long distances for auditions that turned into disappointments. But instead of giving up, Selena learned patience. She learned that success does not come quickly, and dreams do not unfold without persistence. Her mother continued to support her, even when things seemed uncertain. Selena kept auditioning for roles in movies and TV shows, gradually landing small parts that helped her gain confidence and experience. Her big break finally came when she was around 12, when she auditioned for the Disney Channel. There was something about Selena that made executives pay attention. They saw her comedic timing, her natural relatability, and the spark that made her stand out. Soon, she was offered the lead role in Wizards of Waverly Place, a new Disney series that would change her life forever. When the show debuted in 2007, it became an instant hit. Selena's portrayal of Alex Russo, a smart, sarcastic, mischievous girl from a family of wizards, immediately resonated with young audiences. She brought humor, depth, and authenticity to the role, making Alex one of the most beloved characters in Disney history. The show ran for 4 seasons, won multiple awards, and turned Selena Gomez into a household name. But fame came with pressures. Selena was still young, still figuring out her identity, and still dealing with the challenges of growing up. Being in the spotlight added expectations, criticism, and emotional weight that she had to navigate carefully. She often spoke about how she worked tirelessly during those years, filming, recording, promoting, and performing all at once. But despite the pressure, she continued to grow as an entertainer, discovering her love for music in the process. During her Disney years, Selena formed her band, Selena Gomez and the Scene. The group released hits like Naturally, Love You Like a Love Song, and Who Says, songs that captured the hearts of young fans around the world. Selena's voice wasn't the loudest, but it was full of emotion, honesty, and warmth. She didn't try to be someone she wasn't. She simply used her voice to connect with people, and that made all the difference. Her music career grew rapidly, earning awards, top-charting songs, and millions of fans. But behind the success, things weren't always easy. Selena was silently battling lupus, an autoimmune disease that affects the body's organs and causes fatigue, swelling, joint pain, and internal complications. At first, she kept her condition private, not wanting to worry her fans or disappoint the people counting on her. She pushed herself through pain, exhaustion, and emotional stress, trying to maintain her image while her body struggled. Eventually, the disease took a serious toll on her health. In 2014, she took a break from the public eye, sparking rumors and criticism. But later, she revealed the truth that her lupus had developed into a life-threatening situation and that she needed a kidney transplant to survive. The world was stunned when Selena shared her story. Her vulnerability and honesty made millions admire her even more. In a life-changing act of friendship, actress Francia Raisa donated her kidney to Selena, saving her life. The surgery was difficult and emotionally overwhelming, and the recovery was long. But it marked a turning point in Selena's life. Instead of hiding her struggles, she chose to embrace them, speaking openly about her mental health, her anxiety, her depression, and the emotional burden of fame. She wanted people to know that it was okay to feel lost, to feel scared, or to feel overwhelmed. Her openness made her a role model not just for entertainment, but for mental health awareness. After her recovery, Selena returned to music with a renewed sense of purpose. Her voice grew stronger, more emotional, and more sincere. When she released Lose You to Love Me, the world felt her pain and healing in every word. The song reached #1 on the Billboard charts, becoming a defining moment in her artistic evolution. It was clear that Selena had transitioned from child star to mature, powerful artist. As Selena Gomez re-entered the public eye after her transplant and emotional recovery, she began expanding her influence in new and meaningful ways. She was no longer just the actress who made audiences laugh on Wizards of Waverly Place or the young singer who delivered catchy pop anthems. She was evolving into a multifaceted creative force, a producer, entrepreneur, and advocate. One of her first major steps beyond acting and music was producing. Selena became an executive producer for the Netflix series 13 Reasons Why, a project that sparked global conversations about bullying, mental health, trauma, and the emotional struggles faced by teenagers. Her involvement in the show wasn't just professional, she had lived through emotional battles herself, and she wanted to shine a light on difficult realities that many young people faced. The series became a cultural phenomenon and demonstrated Selena's ability to influence storytelling beyond being in front of the camera. Later, she took on another producing role in the critically acclaimed murder mystery series, Only Murders in the Building, where she starred alongside comedy legends Steve Martin and Martin Short. The show was a massive hit, earning praise for its humor, mystery, and Selena's compelling, grounded performance. Her calm, subtle, relatable acting style balanced the comedic energy of her co-stars, proving once again that she was capable of excelling in any creative environment. But Selena's journey was not only about entertainment. She cared deeply about mental health, and she felt a responsibility to use her voice for something bigger. In 2020, she launched the Rare Impact Fund, a project dedicated to expanding mental health resources, especially for young people. Through this initiative, she aimed to raise millions of dollars for therapy access, research, education, and community care. She spoke openly in interviews about her own struggles with anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorder, something many public figures were hesitant to discuss. Her honesty helped break stigmas, making it easier for others to speak about their mental health. Fans from around the world looked to her not just as an entertainer, but as someone who understood their emotions, fears, and insecurities. Selena became a symbol of vulnerability and strength, proving that being open is not a weakness, it is an act of courage. Her impact stretched even further when she launched Rare Beauty, a makeup brand built around self-acceptance, self-care, and mental well-being. Instead of promoting unrealistic beauty standards, Rare Beauty encouraged people to embrace their real selves. The brand quickly became one of the most beloved beauty lines in the world, earning praise for its quality, inclusiveness, and deeper mission. With Rare Beauty, Selena proved that businesses could be both successful and socially conscious. The brand resonated with millions, especially young people who had grown tired of perfection-driven beauty culture. As her entrepreneurial success grew, Selena continued releasing music that reflected her emotional growth. She released a Spanish-language EP called Revelation, paying tribute to her Latin heritage. Her global influence expanded, and she became one of the most streamed female artists in the world. Her music, whether upbeat or emotional, carried authenticity. She never tried to fit into a box. She created what she felt, what she lived, and what she believed. Her fans connected with her raw honesty, finding comfort and understanding in her lyrics. Many admired how she balanced her artistic life with personal healing. Unlike many stars who tried to appear flawless, Selena embraced her imperfections, her scars, and her journey. She spoke often about therapy, about learning to set boundaries, and about finding peace within herself. Her openness inspired millions to seek help, to talk about their feelings, and to prioritize mental well-being in their own lives. With each passing year, Selena's achievements continued to grow. She acted in films that showcased her versatility, recorded songs that topped global charts, and built companies that changed industries. But her success was never defined by awards or numbers. It was defined by her influence, her compassion, and the hope she gave others. Her story was not a smooth, perfect rise to fame. It was a journey marked by resilience. She faced heartbreaks, public scrutiny, health battles, and emotional challenges. She went through moments when her body failed her, when her mind felt heavy, and when her heart felt broken. But she always chose to rise again. She always chose to keep going, and that strength became her legacy. Selena Gomez's impact on the world is far greater than most people realize. She represents a generation that is learning to embrace vulnerability, that is unafraid to talk about mental health, and that values authenticity over perfection. She is a reminder that success is not just about talent, but about persistence. Not just about fame, but about purpose. Not just about applause, but about the lives you touch. She grew from a child star in Texas to a global icon whose voice carries power, compassion, and truth. Her achievements span music, film, television, business, and philanthropy, creating a legacy that few entertainers have ever accomplished. But more than anything, Selena Gomez has become a symbol of hope. Hope that struggles do not define you. Hope that healing is possible. Hope that even in the darkest moments you can find light. Her story teaches that resilience is not about being unbreakable, but about continuing to rise each time life pushes you down. Her legacy continues to inspire millions, reminding the world that the most powerful kind of beauty comes not from perfection, but from authenticity. And as Selena continues her journey, she carries with her the lessons of her past, the strength of her experiences, and the heart that made her who she is, a woman whose life, achievements, and courage will be remembered for generations.